Champion dual field generator, poor maintenance. So we got a lot to do because I need to look under here and clear off a lot of the dust and debris actually on the piston. So I'm going to try to do this all on the machine here. Well, I got to take a few things off. We're going to start with the carburetor. So let me get set up here and we'll get busting up in here. Okay, we'll start by removing the air filter cover. We're going to use this as a catch for all the bolts. It is oily because they sprayed PB Blaster in it. I don't know why. But we got some 8mm. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And yes, this one's gonna have that thing because all generators have that back bolt for some reason. Because engineers don't work on machines. Take off this piece. Hey, look at all that oil too. Look at it all. That is not good. Something's over full or spitting. And it just looks gross. Yeah, so that's definitely not a good sign. Something's a little bit wrong with this machine. But you know what? Even if it doesn't work, you know, they pay you to look at it and figure out the problem. So even if I can't fix it, I'm still gonna get paid today. I promise y'all that. So this is an Andrew tip here. Once you get this off, just pull it off, bend it down a little bit so you have access to this back bolt right here. And now that I got access, let's see if we can't get in there with a manual remover. Oh, you're gonna fall. We could bend that back up later. Not a big deal. It's just a piece of light steel or aluminum, one or the other. I think it's steel. So move that nut, and now we can remove this little tube here and remove that. And that is the whole air filter assembly removed. So now we take off this gasket here. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we can remove the choke. Let me find my needle nose pliers here. Get in here to this fuel line. Or gas, even though he doesn't use the gas. That is fine. See how dirty this is? Never let your generators get that dirty. Step number 1. Now we can pull the carburetor out a little bit. Remove the throttle linkage, the throttle spring. Pull those aside, out of your way. Now you should be able to remove the carburetor with the, what do you call this? Propane fuel line on. Take your Phillips flathead or driver size to remove this hose clamp here. And once that's removed, this fuel line's normally on here pretty tight. So what I gotta do is just pull it off. Just like so. And now we can let the carburetor dangle. Has no feel in it. It's not going to hurt nothing. Now I'm going to go ahead and look at this spark plug. I put it in last week, but it turns out there were still more problems with it, so I'm back again. And when I left, this thing was running perfectly. So we're going to pull this out. And you see all that gunk already on that spark plug. Yeah, so this thing needs a serious cleaning. That should not be, this was brand new 1 week ago. It should not be looking like that. Jesus Christ. Okay, let me get a few more ideas of how I'm going to remove the rest of this, and then I'll come back to y'all. Okay, so we got 4 10mm bolts to take the head cover gasket off, or the valve cover, there it is. So 4 10mm, and that removes the valve cover. I'll put that up there. And now I see we have, I want to remove this plastic piece now. Just trying to figure it out where I'm going to get it. Let's remove this valve cover gasket. Now from here, looks like the plastic piece is held up. So I see there are 2 10mm bolts right here on this governor. This little idle adjuster. Right up here is a bolt that's actually on the head itself. So we'll remove that bolt, 10mm. Now every generator is different, but following the steps will get you the same result on where you're going. You just gotta look and figure out what's connecting yours to what. And you guys will get it. It's pretty easy. I mean, it's a pain in the ass, but it gets the job done. Because in order to get this head off, I have to take the muffler off. Okay, there's that bolt. Now we got another bolt back here. And that should remove this little governor system here. Yeah, and we could just move that right out of the way. Now, in my opinion, nothing else should be holding this on. Man, I was right. So this little black piece comes off now. Throw that aside. Now I'm just looking. I'm not going to need to remove the metal cover. I'm just going to now need to remove the muffler. So, what do we need there? Is that 12 or 13? 13. So you just take your 13 and you get these 2 nuts off. One right there and one right there. Make sure once you get it off, you keep those 2 washers together. It goes regular washer, locking washer, nut. Now from there, I believe there's another bolt holding this on. 2 more tins. And I believe that should be it. Then I should be able to remove this whole muffler assembly. Yep, that was it. So the 2 tins back here, and those 2 13s right there. That removes the muffler. Muffler is removed. Keep the gasket nearby. And now we can focus on the 4 head bolts. What you do is you put it on your manual socket here. Get it on there. And you want to break it loose by hand. Like that. And then now you can get it off with the impact. Just get it in there. Break them loose. Geez, they're on there good. And most of the time they're always on there good like that. That means they've been torqued down, which they should be at the end. Okay. Now that they're all loose, I got that one off pretty good. Now we get in there. So I guess this impact isn't as good to take them off either. Okay, I got all 4 head bolts off. Now we're gonna move on to the next part. But I'm gonna take a smoke break. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, moment of truth y'all been waiting for. Let me make sure I got everything out of the way. And this should just come right off. Okay, I dropped the exhaust rod. Let me pull the exhaust rod out. Okay, I'm gonna put that over here on this side for exhaust, this side for intake. And look at that. Oh shoot, some shit just fell in there. Don't want that. Look at all that debris. Let me get some paper towels real quick actually and take a picture for the gram. You guys should be following me on Instagram. Links in the description. Go to my link tree. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram, guys. It's the great. Also hit that subscribe button right here. Let me get some paper towels and shit. Okay guys, check that out. Here, I'm gonna try to get you in close. Look at all that debris. And then look at all that debris. It's hard to see in the sun, but I'm pretty sure you guys are getting a good view of that. All that nastiness. Now let's see if we can't bring it to top dead center and clean this shit out. Okay. That looks good. Let me get you guys a little angle here. Lot of debris. Almost a 1/4 inch layer of debris on this piston head, and I'm still not even close. Okay, I'm gonna finish doing this all, and the camera's in the way, so you guys get the picture, and then I'm gonna do the head too. I should be able to get a better angle on the head. LOL, that's funny, angle on the head. Okay, so I'm liking that a lot better than all that crud that was in there. And that's just, you know, Arizona. But now look at it, it's nice and beautiful. Nice and beautiful. Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So let's go ahead and put all this stuff back on. What do you say, gentlemen? Okay, I'm gonna put a little bit of high temp gasket maker on. Just a nice little bead. Just to go on over the other gasket. Make sure you, if you are doing this, you're using that high temp stuff. And this stuff works really well in a pinch. This generator's on its last legs anyways. These generators aren't made to live on. You know what I mean? They're made for emergencies, not to live on. Okay, I put the intake on that side for a reason. So there's the intake, and there is the exhaust. Now from here, I could put my 2 bolts back in, which you're not seeing because it's off camera. Now I'm going to line up the exhaust and the intake rod. And my 2 bolts in their bolt holes. And now, before I get too far into this, I'm gonna take my, I didn't see, I missed the, this part's a pain in the ass, guys. Putting this back on, especially on this champion here. Okay. So let me see where I'm at. I need to lift these up while I put them in because I got to get them through the guidelines in there as well. And I hit the exhaust, but I missed the intake. Oh! I hate getting on the ground. This is a pain in my ass, guys. But I'm showing you through the whole process here. It's gonna be a long video. Some people don't like long videos. That's okay. Oh, fuck. Jesus Christ. Okay, where am I at? Okay. You know what? I'm gonna take these bolts out. Okay. Oh, that's why they both fell out of their respective holes. Okay. Now they're gonna go through. Now from there, I can lift them up into their guides. They're both in. They're both in. Now from here, I will line up my holes. Okay, both are in, and it looks like my holes are all lined up. Let's start a few of these. One. Oh boy, I just squished my gasket maker all over myself. Motherfucker. Some jobs, you know, eventually they start off easy and then they get to the point where you're like, I'm already done with this bullshit. And that's where I'm at right now. I'm done with this bullshit. Especially now that I got gasket maker all over me. That's a pain. Okay, let me get these bolts in. I'll come back to y'all. Okay, now we're gonna put the muffler back on. Remember your little gasket? There's only one way that should go on. It's not that way. Perfect. Now from here, I'm going to put on these back 2 bolts to hold it up. And now I'm going to put on the 2 13s. Now if you remember, it goes flat washer, locking washer, nut. So and that's a 13. So let me put those 2 on and I'll get back to you. Okay, now from here, we're going to go ahead and put this little black cover piece on. Move the throttle out of the way. That should fit in there nice and pretty. And it allows us to put our governor thing back on, and we didn't take nothing apart on there, so no springs or nothing we have to deal with. And that had 2 10mm bolts, one in the back. And I just want to start it so I can start this one. And in order to do this one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out, I should have done this when I took it out. I'm going to take back this idle all the way, and I'll screw it back in as needed. And that way I can open this up. And start putting that in there. But hang on, it's not lining up somehow. Let me look at it. Okay, I got it back up in there. I'll go ahead and crank that in a little bit. To where they had it. Now from here, I'll put on the gasket. for the valve cover. And we will put back on the valve cover. And now we'll put back in the 10 millimeters. Hand start everything. And then once you got everything hand started, you're just gonna zip them down. Now from there, I cleaned up this spark plug. It was brand new, so I'm just gonna use the same one. You're gonna hand thread this all the way and then tighten that down. And then from there we can put back on the carburetor and fire this bad bitch up. So let me do all that and we'll meet you at the end there. Wow, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and to be honest, I honestly think that this machine is going to be going to the scrapyard soon. It is done for, but that's what happens when you fail to maintain your machine and you don't account for a dust shield of some sort. And I know other YouTubers like to say, don't build a generator house, it's bad for your generator. But in my opinion, I think that that is bogus. You can build a generator house, it's not going to hurt nothing. Most generators come inside a housing anyways. And even on these number one ones, the number one thing is that these generators are not made for day-to-day living. They're made, all generators are made for emergency purposes only. But some reason people want to buy a little champion generator and think they can use it 24/7 every day to power their lives. And yeah, that might be great until you wear that engine all the way out. But without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say I am now a Lord because I purchased land in Scotland. And I am Lord Andrew Whitaker and my wife is Lady Susanna Whitaker. So make sure you guys recognize that. And a big shout out to my homie Steve over at the Bald Eagle 242 YouTube channel. This guy's great. He sent me a license plate. It's going to go up here on the wall until I find other stuff to put on the wall until I go put it on the car. But man, if you want to check out his channel and anything else I have, links in the description down below. Follow me on all my social medias because you guys love me. And don't forget to check out this video right here. It's going to be awesome. And under that, that's what YouTube thinks you guys should watch next. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Andrew, and I appreciate you guys being here. Have a good day. See ya.